Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think one of the main attributes, if not the main attribute, for being a law enforcement officer or a military officer or personnel is courage. I mean, that's one of the main things. Why? Because your job is very dangerous and you have to go forward where everybody else runs from. So this is one of the characteristics, attributes of a military person. In this case, an army man. Now, when a person who, is like in school, you start with the first grade, second grade, third grade. By the time you have a PhD, you have to be the most knowledgeable guy from all the guys below you. From a person with a master's degree, a person with a bachelor's degree, with a high school diploma, with so on. So you have to have that attribute. That's why, at least that's one of the characteristics. But that should not be, you can't be a leader that you're a coward. You can't be a leader and be dumb nowadays. But imagine that a king before, he was stupid. He would have been cut into pieces the next 35 seconds. And if he was weak, I'm talking about weak, again, or not courageous. The leaders used to be in the front lines and go together with their armies, not 3,000 miles away in front of a screen and speaking over the phone with the troops or whomever, the next in charge. Well, I made this introduction because I'm discussing this person right here. And this person right here, I do not think that he is having the attribute that I was talking about. And I will support my claim with evidence. All right, so this is Lloyd Austin. Now, Lloyd Austin, if you don't know who he is, right? He is the Joint Chief of Staff, isn't he? Right, isn't he? American military officer, blah, 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 the Secretary of Defense, right there. The Chief of Staff is the other idiot. What's his name? So U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is the guy in charge. And that's him during the pandemic. He was afraid to die. Very much. Now you can say, Emil, wait a second. Are you talking about, stupid death? No, but if you go to war, do you consider that a stupid death? You just go over a mine with your, motorized vehicle and you're done? Or you just walk on it, that was stupid death? I don't know, there's a certain kind of death. But that, for me, doesn't cut it. Doesn't show me that this guy is courageous. All right, that's for me. I might be, a little bit old school or whatever. I don't care. Let's see what this guy is saying, right? Because it's about him. Reuters. This article comes from the 7th of February 2023. The title reads, China declined U.S. request for call between defense chiefs after balloon shoot down. Not before, after. Okay. Do you think that that's a normal reaction? Or do you think it's just, a kid who lost and took his toys and went home to mommy? All right, so China declined a request for a phone call between U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Chinese Defense Minister Wei Fangye. After Washington brought down a Chinese spy balloon, a Pentagon spokesperson said on Tuesday. A U.S. Air Force fighter jet shot down the balloon off the South Carolina coast on Saturday, a week after it first entered U.S. airspace and triggered a dramatic and public spying saga that worsened Sino-U.S. relations. The Pentagon submitted a request for a secure call on Saturday after the balloon came down, Brigadier General Pat Ryder said in a statement, and I'm quoting, "Unfortunately, the People's Republic of China has declined our request. Our commitment to open lines of communication will continue." Ryder. Well, the balloon caused a political uproar in Washington and prompted the top U.S. diplomat Antony Blinken to cancel a Monday trip to Beijing that both countries had hoped would steady their rocky relations. There's no way. China has said it was a weather balloon that had blown off course into U.S. airspace and accused the United States of overreacting. The White House has downplayed any drastic effect that incident would have on U.S.-China relations. Biden himself said on Monday that the issue had not weakened relations. When Austin met Wei in November in Cambodia, he emphasized the need to improve crisis communications. No U.S. Defense Secretary since Jim Mattis in 2018 has visited China. Despite tensions between the United States and China, U.S. military officials have long sought to maintain open lines of communication. But China has turned down Austin's request to talk in the past before they eventually met for the first time in June 2022. Relations between China and the United States have been tense, with friction between the world's two largest economies over everything from Taiwan and China's human rights record to its military activity in South China Sea. You see, all these three things are just China's fault. So Taiwan is China, China's human rights record is China's, and it's China's military activity in South China Sea is China. Well, did you look over the map to see where China is, South China Sea is, Taiwan is? It's by China. You know where the United States is? Across the Pacific, far, 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 far away. Now let's go back to the balloon. Now, the balloon, pop, we don't know, it's a spy balloon, it's a weather balloon. Okay, you shut it down. That means it was something wrong. It was not supposed to be there. You shut it down after it crossed the whole continent, the whole country. Why did you shoot it down? Why did you shoot it down? Was it a spy plane? Why didn't you shoot it when it entered the United States? In Alaska. That's where it first entered. Alaska. That's part of the United States still. Then it came down to Weasel Trudeau's Canada. Then it entered the United States, crossed the whole United States, over mountains, over lakes, over fields, over cities, over military installations, and you shoot it down when it exits. That means if you shoot it down, that means it was wrong to be over there, right? Otherwise you wouldn't have shot it down. Say, well, it's nothing, we don't care. So you figured out at the end of the mission that, oh, we shoot it down because it's wrong. Why didn't you shoot it when it crossed South Korea? That's the trajectory of the balloon. I made a video on it. You can watch that one. So I went from China, flew over just drifted away. Flew over the South Korea, went over Japan, went in the Pacific, North Pacific, went into the Bering Strait, went into the Bering Sea, Bering Strait, went into the Alaska, United States territory. Then, boom, if you really consider it was bad. They knew about it, that's the problem. Then went down, they're like, let's turn down, went to Weasel Trudeau, right? After Weasel Trudeau went into United States again, and they, oh, we can't shoot it down because it's gonna fall on houses and we're gonna protect people. These people really think we're tards and they act accordingly, but they're right. A lot of us, I suspect most of them are like that. So hey, what do you want? And they vote against your vote, against my vote, if you bother to vote. Let's put it this way, okay? If you participate in this comedy. Anyway, divine comedy, let's use it that way, right? Divina Commedia. So then we went over the whole United States diagonally, and they shoot it after it left United States, shot it over the Atlantic Ocean in the territorial waters, so they can pick it up and then inspect it. The Chinese government said, hey, Give it back. It's our property. The Americans are like, we don't talk to you. And then this weasel calls the defense minister of China, and you expect that guy to pick up the phone after all this? Now, from my perspective, that balloon accomplished its mission. If that was a spy balloon and it was in direct communication with whomever while it was communicating the data it was collecting, it's a done deal. It was a successful operation, Chinese operation. This guy hit it just to, I don't even know why. I don't even know why they hit it there. It's just because they want to see what kind of, I don't know, metal they used or what kind of what kind of technology they have on that. Okay, that's it. But after it completed the whole mission, where do you think the balloon was going? To Antarctica? Go down South Atlantic? Really? Anyway, my friends, if that was a spy balloon and you consider that it violated your territory and your space, it should have been shot down as it entered the territorial waters of the United States, not the land. And that was by Bering Strait, over there between Russia and the United States by Alaska, okay? But it was not. So it makes me wonder why. So it doesn't really make sense logically. If it was a weather balloon, why did you shoot it down? If it was a spy balloon, why didn't you shoot it then down? Right? Right. And then, I want to talk to you. It's done. The relationship between China and the United States right now are like this. It's like a dead person that is floating on the water, face down, plop, 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 down the river. It's gone. It's gone, and you're not going to find him but in a few weeks, if you find him. Okay, that's how the relationship is. You can get them out of the water, resuscitate him, slapping a little bit. You can provide him the first whatever, and nothing. It's done. And you want to, I don't know how to put it. The relation between Russia and China is like two people started the track running, okay? And they got, I don't know, about 50 miles, and then you say, oh, I'm going to catch China now. Their relationship is so far away of what you're trying to catch that it's impossible. You maybe start the other way around the globe, so you meet them on the other side. That would be a better option. Or not even start, just wait. By the time this guy kind of say, hey, China, hey, I'm going to wait another round, maybe. That's how stupid these guys seem to be. The keyword is seem. Well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. How did you expect the guy is going to answer your phone?